Item number 5, receipt of petitions or correspondence from public. Ms. Berry?
Mr. Menefee,
Hi, and thank you for receiving me. My name is Keith Menefee with Down Home Comfort Bakery at 120A East Main Street here in Front Royal. I'd like to start off talking about the event that was just held this past Saturday on Main Street and the gazebo. My first comment is a positive one. I thank the town council and everybody who has had a hand in the gazebo, offering that to the citizens, the businesses, and everybody, that it's a forum to use to outreach, to get, your word out. It's a great event. My concern is, and many of my other vendors and merchants that are down on Main Street, was this past Saturday, the gazebo was great, but the Main Street was entirely closed for over 12 hours, theoretically putting every small business on Main Street out of business for that duration. I asked, Mr. Hupp, who had the CNC's ice cream or frozen treats. It was his event to promote his business, which was great. We all thought that was a good idea. We all knew that he has a parade which impacts Main Street for a couple hours. We all accept that and let it go. This time, he had closed the entire Main Street. So I asked him, why did you have the entire street closed? His comment to me was, when he applied for the petition, it was told to him that they needed to close the entire street for the function at the gazebo. I doubt this, and myself and many of the other merchants on Main Street totally oppose this. We have many events throughout the spring, summer, and fall, which are held at the gazebo. One of the big ones is the Brews and Blues, which actually serves alcohol in the public, which is well received and handled very professionally. They don't affect Main Street at all. They promote places downtown. The reason I'm stating this, that as merchants and myself did not like it at all, is that it affects all of us. We're all small business, mom and pop operations. This was a Saturday, which is our biggest day, and on top of that, it was Mother's Day Saturday. So we all planned for a large, a group of people coming down to shop with us. This affected it greatly. When you stood at the gazebo, looked up Main Street, essentially Main Street was dead. It was closed off. There was also a sign at the northern end of Front Royal stating that from 4th Street down, that there were detours. So you're telling everybody that's coming into town, don't come down and shop. It's detoured around it. So that was my concern. So I was really concerned about that. So I spent Saturday going store to store, talking to the vendors, the shopkeepers, and everything. They were appalled as much as I was that one promotion can negatively impact the whole Main Street, the whole community, the whole downtown. That's our livelihood. So we depend on weekends. So, I'd like to say, the gazebo is a great thing. We should have that every day, something down there. But we don't need to have one business affecting all the other businesses. My next concern, and we've talked to people about his parade. Parade's a good thing. What it has become is a antique muscle car show. At one point, there were muscle cars lined the entire length of Main Street, idling and revving their engines. We as merchants have our door open, to get some air to welcome the people in. With the buildings as tall as they are on Main Street, it creates an exhaust fumes that just rolls into your building. People can't stay in there. So I had to shut the door and turn exhaust fans on. That's essentially hurting my business somewhat more. Now, I ask you not to just consider my words here tonight, but as a town council, spend some time on Main Street, come down, talk to the vendors, talk to the people out there, get their concerns. And what I do ask you, I know Mr. Hupp's going to apply for a permit next year. Please consider what we say, also in your decision to further, impact Main Street. The reason I say that, we have festivals. We're going to have one coming up this Saturday, and the Wine and Craft Festival. That blocks off Main Street and the corresponding streets around it. But the difference there is we have vendors, we have crafters, we have food vendors, and the full length of Main Street. The one good thing about it, the merchants are given the opportunity to rent the space in front of their store to promote their business. Thank you.
Thank you.
That was the only speaker, Mr. Vice Mayor.
Are there any reports of the town official? Joe?
Thank you, Mayor, Vice Mayor. Also, thank you, Mr. Menefee, for coming in and giving us your comments on that parade this weekend. We really appreciate that. We don't know unless people come and tell us what's going on in town, so I do appreciate that. The only comment I got tonight is I just wanted to let the citizens know that we are finally moved into our new police department on 900 Monroe Avenue, and we're working on our open house event that will be happening on June 8th from 11 to 3. Look for some more advertisements for that event to come out. We hope you can join us on June 8th from 11 to 3. And that concludes my report, Vice Mayor.
Next report is coming from the Regional Commission Executive Director, Brandon Davis.
Thank you, Mr. Vice Mayor, members of council, staff. I appreciate the opportunity to come before you this evening. I apologize I had to miss the last event, but I'm sure that Mr. Madera represented the commission well, so I appreciate you giving me that grace. The Regional Commission is a regional governmental organization that's small. There's only 9 of us that work there. We are created and we're owned and operated by the local governments that created us here in the northern Shenandoah Valley. We serve the counties of Clark, Frederick, Warren, City of Winchester, Page County, and Shenandoah County. And we are governed by elected and appointed representatives from each of those communities. We operate a number of programs and perform a number of planning tasks, those of which that make sense for communities to do together, and those that we can do on a scale with our 9 employees. As I usually do, rather than try to hit each of the programs that we operate and give you an update on that, we provide a staff report to our council, our board members, and it's available for anyone. I'll probably dive deeper into one specific program as usual and try to update you on that, so it gives you a little more information about that program. I know something that is valuable to Front Royal that we've been able to stand up over the last few years with a partnership with the Department of Rail and Public Transportation, as well as VDOT, is a commuter bus from Front Royal to Washington, D.C. And each time I come here, it seems like I receive a question about how that bus is doing, and I'm happy to report that ridership continues to increase on it. I've got the numbers here from January, February, March, and April, and the numbers have gone from just over 200 to almost 300 in those months. So we're very pleased as this thing continues to show that it is reliable, that it is affordable, that it's comfortable, and you can count on it. I think the ridership will continue to grow. So if there's any way that we can support you all, as always, please let us know. We'll be glad to help in any way that we can. I wanted to announce that there also is a free ride week, July 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 5th for first-time riders. You can go to ridesmartva.org and click on the commuter bus link there, and you can sign up and purchase your passes through there if you want to take a ride for free on the bus and check it out on those days where employee commuters won't be using it so heavily. Thank you very much. I'll be happy to answer any questions.
Any questions of the council?
No.
Thank you, Mr. Davis.
Thank you all.
Any requests or inquiries by council? Hearing none, we'll move on. Tonight, we're going to have a presentation of the Town Scholarship Award, and I asked Ms. Thompson to please come forward. Ms. Berry will read the award.
Want me to get on there? Okay.
Wait, I think Ms. Thompson's going to handle
Yeah,
that.
that's it too. Sorry. Caitlin Jacobs attends Valley Baptist Christian School and is the daughter of Donna Haste. Caitlin is a dedicated student who has played volleyball, basketball, participated in school choir, drama programs, yearbook, and the Old Dominion Association of Church Schools, while also working a part-time job, which is very, very impressive. Ms. Jacobs plans to major in elementary education when she attends Pensacola Christian College this fall. The town is proud of Caitlin and her accomplishments and wish her the very best as she continues on with her college education and future endeavors.
Congratulations, Caitlin.
Are there any proposals for addition or deletion of items to the agenda? No. Hearing none. Let's move to the consent agenda items.
Mr. Mayor, I move that we approve the consent agenda as presented.
Second.
All those in favor? Ms. Berry?
Councilman Gillespie?
Yes.
Councilman Holloway?
Yes.
Councilman Meza?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Seelock?
Yes.
Councilman T-Wall?
Yes.
And Councilman Thompson?
Yes.
Thank you.
Ms. Berry, would you read the part for the Paint the Town Purple month, please?
This proclamation is for the Paint the Town Purple month. Whereas cancer is a group of diseases characterized by uncontrolled growth and spread of abnormal cells, which if not controlled, can result in death. And whereas tens of thousands of new cases of cancer are estimated to occur in our state, and approximately 609,640 people are expected to die from cancer this year. And whereas the American Cancer Society is a voluntary community-based health organization in Virginia dedicated to eliminating cancer as a major health problem. Whereas the Relay for Life is a celebration of life, benefiting the American Cancer Society. And whereas the Relay for Life is a community affair held throughout the state of Virginia, which presents an opportunity to dust off our camping gear, slip on our walking shoes, and network with business associates, family, and friends. Now, therefore, William A. Seelock, on behalf of Town Council of the Town of Front Royal, does proclaim May 2019 as Paint the Town Purple Month throughout Front Royal, and we urge citizens to recognize and participate in Relay for Life and Paint the Town Purple events all throughout the community.
Ms. Berry, if I could indulge on you one more time for proclamation for the Municipal Clerks Week, please.
Yes, sir. That's kind of ironic. This proclamation is for the 50th anniversary of Municipal Clerks Week. Whereas the office of the municipal clerk, a time-honored and vital part of local government, exists throughout the world, and whereas the office of the municipal clerk is the oldest among public servants, and whereas the office of the municipal clerk provides the professional link between the citizens, the local governing bodies, and agencies of government at other levels, and whereas the municipal clerks have pledged to be ever mindful of their neutrality and impartiality, rendering equal service to all, whereas the municipal clerks serve as the information center on functions of local government and community, whereas municipal clerks continually strive to improve the administration of the affairs of the office of the municipal clerk throughout participation in education programs, seminars, workshops, and the annual meetings of their state, provincial, county, and international professional organizations, whereas it is most appropriate that we, Council, recognize the accomplishments of the municipal clerk. Therefore, William Seelock, Vice Mayor of Front Royal, do recognize the week of May 5th through May 11th as Municipal Clerks Week. Further extend your appreciation to your municipal clerk, Jennifer Berry, and to all municipal clerks for the vital services they perform and their exemplary dedication to the communities they represent. And thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Berry. Declare that public hearing for special use permit application for the United Parcel Service for commercial parking lot behind 470 South Commerce Avenue. Ms. Berry, are there any speakers?
We have two this evening. The first is David Downs. Shall I read the summary? Thank you. Council is requested to reconsider the approval of the SUP application submitted on behalf of the property owners for establishment of a commercial parking lot behind 470 South Commerce Avenue. The Planning Commission has approved the application contingent upon 9 conditions as stated in the staff report. Mr. Downs.
Council, David Downs, 160 Old Browntown Road, Front Royal, Virginia. I've been practicing law in Front Royal for 32 years. I'm the founder of the Virginia Beer Museum. I've not been paid to appear, nor have I been asked by anyone to speak on behalf of this request. I'm in favor of this request, having gone through this process myself, paying the $400 application fee, and going through the process that's required through the Zoning Commission. I've reviewed what UPS has done. My experience with this industry, this company in town, has been nothing but positive, having represented many of their employees in my professional capacity as an attorney for some of the employees, as patrons of the Beer Museum, as friends, people that I know in the community that I'm very proud to know. I'd point out that this is one of the good companies in Front Royal that has a good wage with lots of benefits. You may recall, I hope I don't misquote, one of our former mayors who was recently promoted to the Virginia Court of Appeals began his career as a UPS employee. Again, I have no stake in this issue personally, but I do appreciate what it is like for a small business or a representative of a big business to try to comply with town regulations. This council has the ability to modify and make variances for the very reason that variances do come up and they should be made. We are in a fluid community where we can't predict 25, 30 years ago what the needs might be today. This is a community that can only benefit from UPS's success, and I really would like for this council to be in support of these businesses that contribute to pay for your taxes, provide jobs for your constituents, that are part of our community. On the topic of community, I have to put it on plug to Mr. Menefee, who spoke earlier. First and foremost, don't buy your bakery goods from any other place but for Downtown Bakery. That goes without saying. Second, I need to apologize in that I was one of the motorcyclists that was revving my engine, in part prompted by the children that asked me to do so, in part because I'm a big kid at heart and enjoy doing that. I was not one of the muscle cars. I was leading my brother's 6x6 in promotion of the community. And as far as our experience was concerned, we probably did okay on Saturday. We were offering some barbecue. The Masonic group had a barbecue in the back. And whether that took away from the bakery sales downtown or the crawfish that was being offered, I don't know. But I can guarantee you that next Saturday I'm going to go and buy a whole bunch of baked goods because I want to support our community. And I want to do that not just with lip service, but I want to talk with my wallet. My actions, I would like to have them speak for themselves. Please don't have UPS end up in federal court over something that really should be a no-brainer. They've done an awful lot in my review to be compliant.
Thank you.
Ben Sitton? Beth, sorry. I'm sorry, I couldn't read it.
Name, address, and 3 minutes,
Beth
please.
Sitton, 6 Portsmouth Road. On behalf of my neighbors on Portsmouth Road, I would like to thank the town manager, planning commission, and the council for their help and understanding with our concerns regarding the special use permit. Since the tractors and trailers have been removed from the business center parking lot, our lives have improved. We're so thankful we can now actually sleep through the night. We're confident and agree that the 9 conditions of this special use permit will adequately address our concerns, and we want to thank UPS and the representatives for their concessions and changes to the application. I would like to thank Joe Walsh for helping us in the landscaping along Portsmouth Road. It's been a remarkable improvement, and we appreciate the new look. And our real estate values also appreciate the new look. I would especially like to thank Jeremy Camp, who's not here tonight, for his patience and guiding me through the process. Is he here? Bless his heart. The poor guy, he's had to put up with me for the past year. I have been bugging him nonstop, and he's been so informative and helpful. Thank you, Jeremy. Finally, since the fencing or any type of screening was taken off the table for this application, I would just like to request that the council consider extending, there's a little small portion left on Portsmouth Road, right at the end. If you would consider continuing what Joe has already provided for us, which we're delighted with, just continue that small portion and landscape that one little section that's left. Right now, it's kind of raggedy looking, and if we could be compatible with that's what's already started, I think the project would be complete for our neighborhood. So again, thank you for everybody that's helped us. Appreciate your time.
That was the last speaker,
That's the
Mr.
last
Vice
speaker?
Mayor. Yes, sir.
Comments from council?
We need to get it on the floor first.
I move that council approve a special use permit application submitted by United Parcel Service, Inc., UPS, on behalf of the property owners, Puja Properties LLC, for establishment of a commercial parking lot located behind 470 South Commerce Avenue, contingent upon the 9 conditions presented in the staff report.
Second.
Roll call, Ms. Berry, please.
Do we have any discussion, or we're good to go? Okay, Councilman Gillespie.
Yes.
Councilman Holloway.
Yes.
Councilman Meza.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Seelock.
Yes.
And Councilman T-Wall.
Yes.
And Councilman Thompson.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, now I'll take comments from council.
Well, we voted, so we would have to move on to the next item.
All right, let's try it again.
Make
So-
the motion and then ask for those.
We just made the motion.
Yeah, but we've already voted on.
Is there any questions? That's what I'm
No,
asking.
that comes before you vote.
Okay. Oh,
We're ready to move along.
confused right now. Sorry. I'm learning. I'll get there. Is there any other comments at this time? Public hearing is closed on the application for United Parcel Service. Public hearing for the appropriation ordinance for fiscal year 2019-2020 budget. First reading.
Council is requested to affirm on its first reading of the town's annual appropriation ordinance for the FY 2019-20 budget effective July 1 through June 30th, 2020 as proposed. Mr. Wilson.
Good evening. Do I have to give my name and address? B.J. Wilson, Director of Finance for the Town of Front Royal. I just wanted to bring Town Council up to speed on what we're voting on tonight. The amounts included on the agenda item requesting council's approval for the fiscal year 20 budget differs from the original proposed budget by $67,500. The original proposed budget for fiscal year 20 included a real estate tax rate of 14 cents per $100, and the real estate tax rate approved by Town Council was 13.5 cents per $100, which is a half cent per $100 lower than the proposed budget or proposed amount, and equates to a reduction in the amount of $67,500 from the original fiscal year 20 proposed budget, and is reflected in the amounts to be approved. The fiscal year 20 budget ordinance that is being requested to be approved allocates $425,500 toward the debt service of the police department. Staff will return to town council to request the approval of a budget amendment for any differences in the amount budgeted versus the actual amounts for debt services on the police department once we obtain financing. Staff is hopeful that the town will be able to apply for the VRA pooled financing program in August 2019 and return to town council thereafter with a requested budget amendment. This time I'd be happy to answer any questions on the budget if so. No? Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other speakers, Ms. Berry?
That was it, Mr. Vice Mayor.
Announce public hearing on item appropriation ordinance for fiscal year 2019-2020 budget is now closed.
Mr. Mayor, I move the council affirm on its first reading of the town annual appropriation ordinance for the year 2019-2020 budget effective July the 1st, 2019 through June the 30th, 2020.
Second.
Roll call, Ms. Berry.
Do we have any discussion?
Any discussion by council?
Okay. Councilman Gillespie.
Hearing none?
Yes.
Councilman Holloway.
Yes.
Councilman Meza.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Seelock.
Yes.
Councilman T-Wall.
Yes.
And Councilman Thompson.
Yes.
Thank you.
Let's move to item number 10, council approval of a resolution regarding the extension of the due date for real estate and personal property taxes.
Mr. Vice Mayor, I move that council approve a resolution to extend the 2019 due date for the town of Front Royal real estate and personal property taxes from June 5th, 2019 to June 21st, 2019 as presented.
Second.
We have a motion and a second at this point. Ms. Berry?
Councilman Gillespie.
Yes.
Councilman Holloway.
Yes.
Councilman Meza.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Seelock.
Yes.
Councilman T-Wall.
Yes.
And Councilman Thompson.
Yes.
Thank you.
Moving into item 11, closed meeting for town council vacancy. I need a motion, please.
Mr. Vice Mayor, I motion to go into closed meeting. I move that council go into closed meeting for A, the possible appointment of a specific public appointee of town council, namely a citizen of Front Royal or a sitting town council member to fill the code of Virginia. B, the possible appointment of a specific public appointee of town council, namely a citizen of Front Royal to fill a seat vacated by the possible appointment of a town council member, should a sitting member of town council be appointed to fill the seat of interim mayor due to the resignation of former Mayor Hollis Tharp, pursuant to Section 2.23711.A.1 of the Code of Virginia, and C, for the purpose of consultation with legal counsel employed or retained by a public body regarding specific legal matters requiring the provisions of legal advice by such counsel, specifically the law regarding filling vacancies on positions of the governing body of the town pursuant to Section 2.2-3711.A.8 of the Code of Virginia.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Ms. Berry, roll call, please.
Councilman Gillespie.
Yes.
Councilman Holloway.
Yes.
Councilman Meza.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Seelock.
Yes.
Councilman T-Wall.
Yes.
And Councilman Thompson.
Yes.
Thank you.
Appreciate you all's attendance tonight. We'll go into closed session at this point.